Hello everyone, my name is Devlakshmi Kumar Patel and today I am going to solve question number 1441 from LeetCode, that is build an array with stack operation. So in this question, I have been given an array and an integer 3. My task is to find out the number of operations that would be needed to get this target array. The operations that I can do is push and pop. Through push, you can push an integer at the top of a stack, and through pop, you can remove an integer at the top of the stack. So if you look at the examples given below, you can see the first example, we have to make a target array 1, 3. So first of all, we would have to push 1 into this array, then we do not need to, but we still would have to push it and then pop it to get the resultant array, and then push the last element 3. So this is how we would get a resultant array. If you look at the second example is 1, 2 and 3. So for this, we do not need any operation. We just need to push 1, then 2 and then 3. So we need a resultant array which would have 3 push. Now in the third example, we have given an array 1, 2. So just like the second example, we do not need to remove any element. So we just need to have push in the resultant array. So this was the question. Now let's move toward the solution of this question. So first of all, we are going to need a vector of string that would be used to store the result of this question. Then we would need the last element of this array target. So we are going to use target dot size -1 to get the last index of this array, and the last variable will store the last element of this array. Now we are going to need an index whose initial value is going to be 0. So now we are going to run a for loop from int I is equal to 0 till I is less than equal to last. And now we are going to check if I is equals to target of index or not. If it is equal, then we are going to push the string push into the resultant array, and then increment the value of index by 1. But let's say if we do not have any value that is equals to any element in the target, like in the first example, we would have get 2 as I, but 2 is not available in the target array. So we would have to push and pop into the array to get a resultant array. So we would have to first push the string push, and then the string pop. So this will make sure that 2 is first added and then removed, so that we would get a target element as needed. So once the for loop is over, we would have the resultant array which will have all the operation needed to make a target array. So we can just return this resultant array. Now let's just run this code and check the test cases. To get the correct answer, we would have to start I from 1 instead of 0, since the iteration in all the example is started from 1 to n. So as you can see, we have passed all of these test cases. Now let's just submit the solution. As you can see, my solution was accepted. So this was it from my side. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.